Today continues at 4:30. Quite the sight for beachgoers in Mashpee, Massachusetts today. About 12:30 this afternoon, a small plane crashed into the water. The pilot and passenger got out of the aircraft, made it to shore, and they've shared their incredible story with our Kristen Kyra. She's live this afternoon from Mashpee with more. Kristen.
Artie, they finally got this plane out of the ocean. You can see it behind me right here on South Cape Beach. This was no typical day at the beach. One witness telling us that this Cessna flew about 10 feet over her head before crashing into the ocean with a pilot and passenger on board.
You're praying, you're like, oh, here it comes. And then you see the water and you hit and, we stayed awake. I was afraid we were going to get knocked out.
That's how the passenger describes swimming away from this plane crash in Mashpee, Massachusetts. Pilot Mike Keeling and passenger Josh Adams took to the air in Keeling's single-engine Cessna to get some beautiful Cape video for Sunday's service at Falmouth Cape Cod Church when the engine abruptly quit.
Had its annual service about 4 hours ago, or flying hours. No, there was plenty of fuel on board. I had 50 gallons when I started, so I don't know. It just stopped.
Keeling managed to miss sunbathers and swimmers, putting the plane down as gently as possible about 100 feet from South Cape Beach. He was greeted on shore by a very thankful wife. For beachgoers, the day went from scenic to surreal.
And you didn't hear anything. It just was suddenly right over my head, about 10 feet over me. I thought, oh my God, it's going to crash, and it landed maybe a little bit over that way and skidded, missing some swimmers. Very miraculous day.
It took several hours to tow the plane out. Luckily, the fuel tank remained intact. And for youth pastor Josh Adams, there will be plenty of material for Sunday's sermon.
We really feel like God blessed us. And you don't hear about people crashing in the ocean very often and walking away. And other than a few scrapes and scratches, we were great.
Just a few scrapes and scratches and everyone is okay. And there doesn't appear to be any environmental impact or damage because that fuel tank, again, stayed in place. So besides the loss of this plane or some major repairs anyway, it certainly was a very good outcome here in Mashpee. Back to you, RD.
And Kristen, some lucky breaks here. First of all, relatively shallow water, calm seas, or pretty calm for the day, and a relative looked like a pretty flat approach. The plane doesn't appear to have much damage.
It really doesn't appear to have much damage, and it looks pretty good. We can only imagine what the salt water has done to it, but it really made that landing into the water about 100 feet offshore. There were lifeguards around that swam out. But these guys managed to get out of that single-engine Cessna on their own and even start swimming to shore. So they are very lucky and counting their blessings tonight.
Kristen Kyra, live in Mashpee this afternoon. Thank you.